Don't panic, we'll be getting them outdoors and seeing how far we can get with them. That's lovely, that's good news. And also, like all of my reviews, at the end of it, the 23 stone big biker is going to try and break them apart with his bare hands. I'll just tell you a bit about these. These are the 2 cheapest walkie-talkies that you can buy on Amazon.co.uk today. They come in about £21, £22, and that's for 2, pre-programmed, ready to go, with batteries and charging cables. I've got them in ginger. You can get them in black as well if the ginger ain't doing it for you, but I haven't got any red-headed radios, so I thought I'd expand my horizons. This channel is called Robust Reviews, not fart around all day and waste your time reviews. I'm planning to get you in and out of here in about 8 minutes if I've got this right. Now, considering what I've just said, I would not spend a day making a video if these were complete cack. They're quite good little handsets for what they are, especially for the money. I'm not going to go into the unboxing. You can see everything you need to know here. There's not a lot in there. 2 radios, quite a comprehensive manual in a load of languages, and a charging cable.
And just to prove, yes, you can make it compatible with loads and loads of UHF radios out there.
They charge up using this slightly creepy double-headed USB cable, and they charge in about 3 hours. And luckily, because they basically sit power, even the most low-protein charging pack can charge them at least once. After 4 or 5 hours of completely dicking about with these and using them a lot, we did just get them home with a bit of charge left in the battery, and they have a very, very annoying beep that goes about every minute when the battery's low. That's good or bad, depending on how you look at it. With the PMR 446 thing in mind, please do remember that you're not going to be able to talk very far. Okay, let's be realistic. They're built for people who just want to use them outdoors for a few hundred metres, or in a shop, a pub, one building, all right? Control your expectations, because it's only a teeny tiny little aerial, and there is only a delicate little fart of power going up that. Oh, and just one very, very quick thing on the aerial. This is hard plastic, and if you've kicked around with these sort of radios long enough, you'll know some of them have rubberised aerials, which is great because they're all bendy and all. But for some reason, and people are minging, people feel compelled to nibble these. I've never understood why, but I'd say that's pretty nibble-proof. What is useful on these is that they have a way that you can just hold down the lock button and it completely locks the keypad. The only thing that works then is the push-to-talk button. So great if you're giving them to kids because they won't be able to go off frequency and run up to another channel. We're getting a bit pressed for time now, but we do need to get outside and test these. I'm kind enough to you to not make you listen to me and my mates blathering on through walkie-talkies running around an industrial estate. Life is too short for that. So I've cut it down a bit and I've taken out some of the beeps and squelch sounds that the radio makes as well because they just get annoying. To start with, we went outside in the forest and we had a bit of a run around. It's a quick test into woodland. My friend is about 500 yards back there and I'm going to try and reach him on this, okay? Hello mate, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Is the quality okay?
Yeah, pretty good.
There we go. Bit of a tougher test now. Went up to the industrial estate where there's loads of metal clad buildings just to get an idea of how far we could get. I've got my mate about 150 yards that way, okay? All there is between here and over there is a load of tin sheds. Hello Matt, can you hear me mate?
Then a TalkSport medium wave signal.
Right, okay, I'll take that as middling. Okay mate, can you move back about another 200 metres like we discussed?
Indeed.
A few moments later.
Okay mate, you've gone up the other side of the hill now. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, my friend.
Good. That's not bad with just tin sheds between us. That's a good result. You come through nice and clear this end actually. All right, thanks mate. Cheers. Right, we're trying something else this time. We've put a massive tin shed in between me and my mate now, so let's see what happens. Hello mate, can you hear me?
Hello, mate. Hello?
Right, that's about 350 metres when we planned this out on Google Earth, so about what you expect on an industrial estate, I guess. Let's try something else. Okay, this is my mate now. He's about 3 streets away from here. I'll put the distance up below. But Matt, can you hear me?
Hearing you just about, yes.
Just about. Well, that's just about good enough by my reckoning. That'll do for 20 quid.
Meet Big Jim, a gentle 6 foot for 23 stone bundle of joy. Upcycler of motorcycles. Artisan craftsman. Dog botherer. Bandsaw enthusiast.
So I told him to quit that shit because we're here to try and break it apart in the kind of way that would happen if you gave this to a kid or an employee. He did give this a real good flexing with his hands, and there was not even a creak. But the belt clip, yep, first casualty, not strong. It took a freeway pounding with his size 12s and being thrown up in the air. The speaker wasn't the same after this. I am going to have to ask you to believe me here. Some helmet forgot to record the bit where we showed it was still working, but believe me, apart from the speaker being very tinny, it was still working at this point. But a frustrated James is a very destructive James, and things now got very silly. Place your bets in the comment below. Is it still going to work? What do you reckon? The moment of truth. No, it's absolutely fucked. That's what happens if you take a walkie-talkie that's worth about £10 and run a van over it. It is of no use for utility to man nor beast, which is exactly what you can expect. Don't run things over like this with a van and expect them to work, because that would be stupid. So what have we learnt in the last 7.5 minutes, apart from the bleeding obvious that if you run them over with a van that they break? We've learnt that they've got so little inertia in them, they're quite robust. We've learnt that the range is exactly the same as any other PMR handset. The antenna's pretty nibble-proof. They have a silly little light on the top, and that you can make them work with just about any other radio in this class. That should give us a few seconds of change. I've got to be a bit frantic now, but we do have a few seconds left, okay? I promised you I would get you in and out of here in about 8 minutes. And if I've got this all planned out right, I'm going to do it. But this will leave a few seconds of change at the end, so I'll tell you a quick joke, right? There's this guy who thinks he's going deaf, so he goes to the doctor, takes a seat in front of his GP, and the GP says, "What are the symptoms?" And the guy responds by saying, "Homer is fat and bald, and Marge has tall blue hair." Do come again, all right? Thanks for watching. But if I've got this right, we should be out of here in 5, 4, 3. Goodbye.